Welcome to the XDOG podcast, where our mission is to help dog owners extend the life of their dogs through nutrition, fitness, and education. I am your host, Stan Smith, CEO of XDOG, and whether you're looking for tips on how to improve your dog's overall health, get valuable training details, or insight on personal growth and business development, then you are in the right place. So march with us as we go heads up against your dog's number one enemy, canine obesity, and let's win this battle together. What's going on, everyone? My name is Stan Smith. I am one of the inventors of the XDOG vest. I'm a visionary here at XDOG, and I'm excited, man, because this is our first episode back for the new year. We had a massive first month so far, and I've got my host over here, co-host Sabrina Bammer. As you know, she's one of our new teammates, and just a badass human being and brings a lot of value to our company. So I'm sure everybody already knows her. But this is now the XDOG podcast, and we're going to be talking about things as far as like personal growth and development, how to build your brand and business, and of course talking about our own personal products. But as far as like growth dedicated mindset, what's that kind of mean to you as far as what's your definition of growth dedicated mindset?
I feel like you have to be adaptable to change, right? Like things are always kind of changing and you would rather grow with it.
Sure.
That's definitely one of the things I would say. And then growth dedicated. Like also like committing to evolving, getting better. Like when something new comes out, don't be so resistant to change.
Yeah. I mean, evolution right now, man, it's kind of fucking crazy when you think about it because, you know, the internet changed the whole game, so everything is like so fast. Like, as far as like, for example, like a person who just has a dream that maybe didn't finish high school or get an education or a degree, they can actually not have to work a 9 to 5 and have a full-time career now, you know?
Yeah.
So, my definition of growth dedicated mindset, I guess you would say, is just constantly evolving, constantly growing, whether it's in your personal life, your financials, your spiritual relationships. I mean, I think we all have problems, right? Like, there's not a person on this planet that doesn't have problems. Do you have problems, Gomi? Yeah. For those who don't know, Gomi's in the background recording this stuff, so if you hear him chuckle or fart or nothing like that, it's probably him. But so let's talk about we got approached this week, and a lot of comments, or we had a lot of comments that went on, and those comments were a few of them were saying that we were growing too fast. We're a company that grows too fast, and to me that kind of hit home because one, you know, it's kind of how do you know if a company's growing too fast or if you've never experienced accelerated growth? Mm-hmm. What do you think? I mean, as far as that goes.
I mean, it kind of depends. I feel like as long as your quality's not lacking, then isn't it a good thing that you're growing?
I would think so. I mean, as far as like, let's say, XDOG is like our whole mission in 2020 is XDOG versus versus canine obesity, right? How many registered dogs right now do you think there are in the United States? Just I guess registered dogs.
So it looks like the last stat was from 2017, and it was about 89 million dogs.
So let's say there's 89 million dogs out there, right? Maybe we can do some math here. And for example, let's say XDOG, this is on a minor scale, right? We're gaining 5,000 customers a month, new customers a month. Mm-hmm. I mean, how can we prevent those people to come to our website and say, you know, we're growing too fast, can't buy from us, right? So let's do the math. 5,000, or let's do 89 million divided by 5,000.
It's going to be 17,800. So
it would take us 17,800 months to really take out canine obesity if all those dogs are actually obese. Now, I'm not saying every one of those dogs is obese, but even just, let's say, even on a minor scale, I wouldn't say that we were actually growing too fast. I would think that we were actually growing too slow if our mission is actually to take out canine obesity.
Right.
Right? I mean, how many years is that, Gomi?
1,483 years.
1,483 years. So it takes us 1,483 years, and the average lifespan of a human being is what, 85 years old? Mm-hmm. So, you know, as we talk about a growth dedicated mindset, when you're talking about, and you know, I asked a question earlier in one of my lives on my own page, is that do you believe that we all have problems? Do we all deal with problems? So if you're dealing with, I'm sure we all can say that we all have problems. I have different problems. You have different problems. Everybody, if you say you don't have problems, you're lying, right?
Maybe that's our problem.
Yeah, maybe that's the problem. you're in denial. Everybody has problems. So let's say, okay, so I'm 42 years old. What I have about another 40 if I'm lucky enough to live to be 85 years of age, which I'll probably live to about 120 because I'm working on that.
Coming soon.
I would figure I got about 43 summers left to do what I need to do, right? Mm-hmm. So we're running out of time. So investing your time and energy into like negative drama or bullshit, or investing your time into what you feel is other people's problems, is a waste of time. You get what I'm saying? Like,
right.
It's just ridiculous. So, you know, here at XDOG, man, we're always about growing our, not just on our personal brand, but everybody in our company. We want them to grow. People that support our brand, we want them to grow. People who don't support our brand, we want them to grow. And one of my biggest advices would be just don't focus on other people's problems and don't worry about what people say about you, because it really and truly does, at the end, doesn't matter. They should. The reality is that they're investing time into other problems to avoid the real problem, which is the problems that they have personally within themselves. Mm-hmm. I would say that, right? So, what's going to be happening new to this podcast is that we're going to also start talking about new products and stuff and some of the innovations that we'll be bringing to the industry, because our whole goal here is to solve people's problems. You know, I mean, that's how I see it. If your dog has a problem, when we actually invented the XDOG vest, the goal was to give dog owners a tool that would help, one, increase performance levels, build lean muscle, and it ended up also helping with canine obesity, anxiety. We now added warming and cooling features to it, so it's a tool that can be used in multiple different ways, But you have people that go, man, this is what I see wrong with it, and this is what I see wrong with that, and it does this and it does that. Well, don't invest your energy into that shit, because you can invest it into solving your own fucking problems, man. So, what about shows? Do we have any shows coming up?
Yeah, so one of our XDOG Facebook group members, her name's Cecile, her and her hound Boots are going to be attending the Golden Valley Kennel Club this weekend in San Francisco. And I really like it because it kind of goes along with our fight against obesity, because they're going to be focusing on fit and healthy hounds.
So are hounds, like, normally, is that a breed that's subjected to being overweight and stuff?
I'm not sure. Let's see.
So that's cool, though. Like, so is it a confirmation show?
Mm-hmm. Prone to obesity?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, yep. So even though basset hounds are hunting dogs bred for endurance, they tend to be lazy when indoors, quickly leading to weight gain and obesity.
Damn. So let's say you have a basset hound, right? When I grew up, one of my best friends, his mom had a basset hound.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it shit everywhere because she was feeding it. She was feeding it a certain brand of kibble, and back then it was probably considered one of the better kibbles, I'm sure, but it was just a household fucking name, like Pop-Tarts and Kellogg's cornflakes and shit like that. But
when you think about that, like, one of my best friends, she has an English bulldog, and like, he does not want to move. Like, so we got like houses next to each other, and we'd like help each other let each other's dogs out. And every time I'd go to let her boxer and her bulldog out, the bulldog did not want to even like go out to go like potty or anything. He just wanted to like lay there.
Yeah. So one of the reasons why we actually created the XDOG vest was because a lot of people, they have busy lifestyles, they have different schedules and stuff like that, so they find it very hard to exercise their dog. So to be able to take, let's say, the new XDOG vest, the version 2 with the new clip system, I think we were messing around seeing how fast we could actually put the vest on, and it literally took me 13 seconds to put it on and take it off. Mm-hmm. So if you have a dog that's an actual pet inside your house and you don't have very much time to exercise your dog, this is a great way to actually put the vest on, let your dog do its thing. I don't care if it's walking to the water bowl or to the feed bowl, the food bowl, it's gonna get exercised. Right? So, mm-hmm. But other than that, I want to talk to you guys a little bit about some of our new products that we have coming out. If you followed XDOG before, you knew that we had another company called Bulk Freeze Dried. So now we actually are absorbing bulk freeze dried, and freeze dried is a great way to introduce or transition your dog from raw to if you're feeding kibble to raw. I know a lot of people are skeptical about feeding raw, so this is one of the great ways to introduce your dog to something that's close. Obviously, it doesn't have the same biological value or nutritional value as raw, because what we do is we take the moisture out of the food source and we leave all the good nutrients in there, but it doesn't have the moisture or the same life force, I guess you would say, as a raw food source. But some of the cool products that we have are these elk and venison patties. Now these are pretty dope. If you like, if your dog has like a beef allergy or a chicken allergy, they may not have an allergy to like elk and venison. These are great patties. These are 48% protein and 28% fat. Now these are not complete and balanced, but what you can do is offer one of our, daily multivitamins like the Best in Show or the Earth Vet Super Immunity Plus or the VitaBully, and you can add that to your dog's diet and make it complete and balanced. These protein bombs, these are chicken protein bombs. They come in little small balls. These make great treats for, especially when your dog like hits full fatigue, like its body's hits a full fatigue, and then you can we're actually talking to Dr. O, where you can take protein and sugar, which I would say maybe dip this in honey, a little, maybe half of it in honey, and you can actually accelerate lean muscle development. So these are pretty cool for like after a workout. If you are into dog training, these are pure beef liver bites, and they're about what?
Yeah, they're good size. You can also rehydrate them before training to make them more like palatable. I know sometimes people will be like, oh, like dried things, it takes the dog a while to chew during training, but if you just let them rehydrate back up before your training session, then you don't have a problem.
How are you feeling like the dogs are, like some of the dogs in, let's say, Dallas Canine Club are reacting to them? I mean, do they like it?
Kaiser likes it.
He likes it, yeah. So, yeah, we gave a bunch of those away. So if you're into dog training treats and you want something like the nutritional benefits that liver provides, that would be actually a great product. And these seem to be one of our top sellers because we have a lot of people who compete in dog sports. And the beef fat bombs are higher in fat, right? So you're looking at something that's 35% protein and 45% fats. And it allows them to feed something that's light prior to competing, and it gives them an actual energy boost because they can use fat as an energy source. So maybe a combination of these prior to workout and then the protein bombs after the workout. And as you all know too, if you ever want to try some of our freeze-dried products, now these come in 2-pound. We offer a discount on those because they come in bulk 2-pound packages. But we also have the new True Beast lineup, and these are really exciting, man. Everybody's taking this True Beast challenge. We are offering the product for $1 to try it out. It is a subscription model base, so the next 30 days you will get charged $23.99, which our normal price is $29.99. But for $1, you can try these products out to see if your dog likes them first, and then you can cancel your subscription after the second order. And everybody's taking this True Beast challenge. And they're freaking loving it. Now, the cons behind our freeze-dried True Beast meal enhancers is that your dog, if you don't put this on its food, it may look at you crazy, like where the hell is my True Beast? But if you want to take the True Beast challenge, this is a beef recipe. This one's going to be higher in fat. We have our, again, elk and venison. Now, these have probiotics and prebiotics in them, so they're great for, if you're looking for a way to add prebiotics and probiotics. Even if you feed raw and your dog's having issues, you're having your dog having issues eating fermented vegetables or kimchi or anything like that, this is a great way to incorporate prebiotics and probiotics to your dog's diet. And then we have the chicken recipe. This one's going to be a little bit higher in protein and a little less fat. So depending on, I guess, your dog's circumstance, if you have a basset hound, you may not want to feed the beef and maybe move to the elk venison or the chicken.
Yeah. What about my favorite?
Oh yeah, the torching topper. So DCM, why don't you look up DCM and kind of explain to the audience what DCM is and what type of dogs may be subject to it. So it's a heart issue with dogs, right? And what are the most common breeds that actually are subjected to DCM?
Well, one of them is my favorite, the Doberman.
Okay.
And then also Great Danes, Cocker Spaniels. I think I did like a list of 10 the other day. Let me find it. Oh, boxers.
So the reason why, so this is a beef, it's a beef recipe, but we incorporated 200 milligrams of taurine per serving. Now, The reason why we added taurine into it, because if you go to a veterinarian, they're going to actually essentially probably put you on a taurine supplement diet if your dog is subjected to DCM. So this almost works kind of like, we can't say it's a preventative, but taurine basically is an amino acid that's abundantly found in like different muscle tissues and like, just different areas of meat sources. So if, let's say, you're feeding a raw diet, you may not necessarily need to supplement with taurine, but it's kind of linked. I think they've done some studies that's where it's linked back to grain-free diets, kibble. So if you're feeding grain-free, this would be a great supplement to incorporate into your grain-free diet. But what it is an amino acid that basically turns supports blood flow within the system. It turns your heart into a blood pumping machine, a fine-tuned blood pumping machine. So that circulation is going to be very important, especially for heart health. And of course, if you didn't want to get the 2-pound bag of liver treats, or if your dog does love the liver treats, you can get the 2-pound True Beast bulk freeze dried, or you can try it for $1. So we have these 5-ounce bags that are for $1, and you can't beat $1, right? But other than that, man, what else we got on our plate in the future right here?
Yeah, so, speaking of those absorbing bulk freeze dried,
Mm-hmm.
can you kind of speak on the fact that people are kind of questioning the fact that we're transitioning some of our other brands under the True Beast name and like the formulation and things like that?
Yeah, absolutely. So we also got some feedback that people are kind of skeptical about us transitioning like some of our MVP canine supplement products, our Muscle Bully products, our Earth-Vet products. The formulas are slightly changing, and the reason why the formulas are slightly changing is because we're looking at each product as we're transitioning to actually improve them. We're not decreasing the value or the quality of the product. We're actually looking at them saying, look, how can we make them just a little bit better? So what we're doing is, it's almost virtually impossible for us with our staff to manage, let's say, Facebook MVP, Muscle Bully MVP, Earth-Vet MVP, XDOG MVP, and then we also managing 4 Amazon accounts, and then the website, and then 4 Instagram accounts. So what we wanted to do was consolidate our brands under one umbrella. So what we're doing is running with the XDOG True Beast brand. So you're going to see XDOG True Beast MVP Canine series, XDOG True Beast Muscle Bully series, and XDOG True Beast Earth-Vet series. As you know, we're also working on a new kibble, and we're also working on a feed division with our bulk freeze dried. So in the future, we're going to have bulk freeze dried products that are also going to be complete and balanced. But as far as having to be skeptical about that, you don't have to be skeptical at all. One, we are an active member of the National Animal Supplement Council. We've actually built an indoor climate control facility to now where we're going to get audited. So our supplements, so products, for example, they fall under anything that you were going to put in your dog's body. They're going to fall under 2 different categories. They're either going to fall under feed, or they're going to fall under a supplement, right? So AFCO recognizes feeds and stuff like that, but the National Animal Supplement Council regulates supplements. So once we get audited, we'll be able to put the National Animal Supplement Quality Seal on our supplements, and then we can move forward from there. But it's also allows us to streamline, because we have a lot of wholesalers that are gonna want to place orders on our new website and stuff like that. And speaking of new website, we're having a new website, so it's going to be amazing. We just partnered up with a canine anatomy specialist. He's been a veterinarian for 30 years. He teaches canine chiropractor for the past decade. He's a specialist when it comes to the canine anatomy. His name is Dr. O, and he'll be coming here residing once a month, and he absolutely loves the vest. So anybody who's like skeptical about vests, for example, one of the things is that, man, weighted vest hurts joints. Matter of fact, like, that's complete opposite. An over abused anything, for example, let's say, if you're competing in agility or fly ball or something like that, and there's a lot of impact, that's actually going to put more wear and tear in your dog's joints. By using resistance training with the vest, you can actually strengthen those stabilizer muscles that protect the joints, ligaments, and tendons, which in turn can reduce the risk of injuries. So, as far as what Dr. O talked about yesterday is that, everything starts where? In the spine. Mm-hmm. So there's connective tissues and stabilizer muscles that protect the spine. And the beauty about this is that we're noticing is that we're getting a lot of feedback from those who are competing in shows, and the judges are saying, man, your dog's top line or the gait, the movement, and the stride of your dogs are improving. As far as impeded movement goes, we've put dogs on treadmills, one with the vest, one without the vest on. Same pace, right? Side-by-side view. We could see that the dog in the vest was actually overcompensating on its stride. It got into work mode, I guess you would say, right? So we believe that's the connection of why when people utilize the vest, their dogs are running faster times, they're jumping further, jumping higher. Obviously, resistance training is going to increase in muscle endurance. But for example, if your dog's running on the treadmill, right, and it's overcompensating, what do you think it's doing to that muscle? It's going to condition it to overcompensate. So when you take the vest off, now you have conditioned muscles that are overcompensating. So that's why we believe that dogs are running faster or jumping higher. So, and of course, we're going to be doing some other additional studies on anxiety, which I'm excited about because, the vest, it does a combination of things. One, you have the compression, which we know there's a lot of clinical studies showing that compression is very important for dogs with anxiety. Right. Weight, right? Military people who suffer from PTS, PSD. Use weighted blankets. So you have the combination of compression plus the weighted blankets plus the association. Like if you're doing a lot of fun things with your dog, and exercise releases what we call dopamine, right? And dopamine is that feel-good drug in your brain, I guess you would say.
It reminds me of that part of Legally Blonde where she's like, and happy people just don't kill their husbands.
Exactly. So, and it's one of those things also too, for example, like a lot of people are on their phones a lot. They can't get off their phones because of that dopamine addiction, right? So, but you can also use it as a benefit when, for example, your dog sees a leash, or here's a leash, or here's your keys. Hey, I'm going for a ride, or hey, we're going for a walk. They associate the vest with doing something fun. So a lot of our clients have to actually hide the vest and they have to kind of sneak hide it because if the dog feels like it's in the closet, they'll sit by the closet, or they think it's in the cabinet, they're going to sit by a cabinet and shit. So the combination of all three seems to be a very, very powerful tool to help combat against, your dog having anxiety and stress and stuff like that. But other than that, again, man, we're excited to go ahead and launch this podcast. Sabrina's going to be on here. We're going to be looking for additional questions to address in future podcasts. We're also going to be hosting a couple contests. One on our iTunes account, right, Gomi? It's going to be a review contest. So you listen to the podcast. We ask that, we're doing this podcast and we're trying to bring as much value to you guys, and it's absolutely free. So anything that we can help address on future podcasts, also leave that in a review. But we're going to be giving away an XDOG vest and some freeze-dried products for those who leave us a review. We have the purple vest now. I'm excited about this. This seems to be a very popular color. We have a few left of the red vest. We actually ordered a small batch of that for those who requested us to order red vest. And then we also have our teal vest. And we have the original too. So we're going to be running a contest on there. We're also going to be running a contest on YouTube, right? So we're going to be running a special contest on YouTube. And then we'll be probably announcing those contests on our Facebook page. And when we do that as well, we'll be hosting a contest on our Facebook page. But again, man, thank you guys for your time. We're excited to grow with you in 2020. Remember, it's Team XDOG versus Canine Obesity. If you have any questions, go ahead and email Sabrina. Where can they email you at?
xdog.sabrina@gmail.com.
So if you have any questions that you want us to address or any topics that you want us to address on the podcast, email Sabrina and we'll go ahead and address them. But until then, man, Team XDOG strong.